What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us today. Yet another edition of Throwback Thursday. Jeff, I know you've been enjoying the content as much as I've been enjoying digging through and putting it all up and together.
I'm not gonna lie. I was trepidatious watching this, especially my stuff. I hate watching my stuff, you know that. But it's been interesting to go back and watch it because, as I said, I become less of a dick as the shows go on Talk Wrestling, which is thank God I did because the first show was so bad. But man, you have been like reaching into the vault, man. I almost feel like I want to grab Mickey Mouse on SNL. I'm like, no, protect the content. They didn't sell. So man, such good stuff to watch, and today is no exception, sir.
Yes, thank you once again to Aaron Rift of the NoDQ YouTube channel, James Hebert of the JH95 / FTW Productions, Noel Foster from the Simple Man brand, and of course, you, good sir, for the
Yes,
Jeff Meacham Network, for allowing me access to all the content that was previously discussed in private
yes,
amongst all of you guys, because there are limitations about what can and can't be posted, but
yeah. Unfortunately,
especially a big thank you once again to Aaron Rift for allowing me access to the no DQ stuff. That stuff has really helped make the process and the Throwback Thursdays succeed and thrive, I think.
absolutely.
Sit back, relax, everybody, enjoy as we bring to you yet another week of Throwback Thursday content.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 26 of Talk Wrestling here on NoDQ.com and MySpace and YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in to the last show. I appreciate it considering all the mistakes I made in the previous episode, but I appreciate you guys tuning in, and of course you tuned in for one reason, not because of me, even though you seem to like me somewhat. You tuned in for our very special guest. She's on the phone right now. Let me introduce you to Terry Runnels. Hello, Terry.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing very well, very well. I understand you're still in Florida at the time.
That's right. I'm in hot and sticky Florida right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going up to what I hope is much better weather in Chicago.
Hopefully. What are you going to be doing in Chicago?
Well, I call it the Wizards and Potions Convention.
Okay.
Well, it's,
And also August 9th and 10th you'll be in South Carolina, and August 16th you'll be in Charlotte, the home of Ric Flair.
I will. One of my favorite places is Charlotte, North Carolina. I wanted to tell the fans really quickly, too, my new website is theterryrunnels.com. It used to be therealterryrunnels.com, but we've changed it. It's a free site now. It's theterryrunnels.com. So
There you go.
check that out.
Well, we'll make sure we post it on the website when we have the interview up, absolutely. And you also have an official MySpace page now.
For the first time ever. I mean, I think I'm the last person on the planet to actually do that. But, I've had 15 imposter accounts out there, so it's kind of like I've been there all along. I feel sorry for the fans who, go to these imposter sites thinking that they're talking to me, and they're not. So, and you'll put that up, too. It's MySpace / The Terry Runnels.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. And you're one of the only wrestling personalities that actually admits your age on your MySpace. I'm impressed.
You know what? I think that's such BS. When, I am, it is what it is. I am what I am. Would I love to be 21 still? Yes. I don't like to lie about that sort of thing.
Well, you've been away from the wrestling scene for about 4 years now. You left WWE in 2004. Fill everybody in, for those of us that haven't been paying attention with you, what's been going on with Terry Runnels in the last 4 years?
I'll send out a PSA. This is my public service announcement. Do not say yes to a marriage proposal 2 weeks after you started dating someone. Do not marry someone 6 months from the date of the first time that you met them. And if you have that feeling in your gut, and if your mother says to you hours before you're to be married, if your mother says to you, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Think twice. Think twice and don't do it. So yeah, I made a kind of a rash choice and a foolish choice, and hopefully my poor child will learn something from it, as opposed to it being just something that was hurtful and hard. She will hopefully learn something from it.
I'm going through the quote personal life section of the Wikipedia, and
I'm with someone that this is something that's not in Wikipedia. That's quite interesting. I'm with a man that I met when I went over to Kuwait to sign autographs for the troops. It's quite the magical, wonderful story, which I will not go into here and now because it will take too long. But he and I have been together for a long time. So he is actually he is no longer in the military, and so he's been with me, and I've been with him for a long time now.
this is the former football player, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, his name is Tyree Clow.
Okay, I wasn't going to divulge his name, but it actually is on the Wikipedia, believe it or not.
Are you kidding me?
No, it says since 2006, Terry has been dating former college football player Tyree Clow.
Hey, you're on Wikipedia now.
I'm on, yeah, there you go. You're on the Wikipedia, Tyree. There you go. Question from our fan Jason Gallegos. He wants to know: do you still watch wrestling, and what do you think of the talent in WWE, TNA, or Ring of Honor, or whatever you watch, compared to when you were in the business?
I don't watch it on a regular basis right now. It's something that I don't do. If Dustin calls and says, hey, Dakota, Dad's doing this really funny gimmick, or, watch this, or this is going to be cool, we watch the TNA show, and sometimes I will watch for a little bit some of Vince's stuff, but, it's something that I don't watch on a regular basis. There was still a little bit of having the double entendre where the sexual comments went over the heads of the children, but it was not so blatant. And maybe I'm saying the wrong years, because like when the whole HLA thing happened, and when the whole Kane and the necrophilia thing happened, I as a mother had a really hard time. Like, my child's grown up around the business. And,
right.
There were so many things that Dustin would say or do with his character that were, certainly, there was the inference of nasty things, and there was the double entendre, but, as a child, that all went over her head. It's very hard when there are two women kissing in the middle of the ring, or when, Kane's kissing on a dead person or whatever. It's hard to explain. Mommy, why are these two girls kissing?
You mentioned that your time in 2000-2002 was fun for you. Was that your favorite time in WWE, the post-Marlena period, or did you enjoy the time as Marlena more?
I mean, I had a blast doing the Marlena character. That was a ton of fun. I think there were parts of the Marlena thing that I loved so much, and then there were parts of doing Terry that I loved. The one thing I didn't like about using my real name was that people assumed that because I was using my real name that whatever I was doing on camera was really me.
Right.
Instead of it being a character anymore, and that kind of bugged me. To assume that, that just because I go by Terry Reynolds on screen, whatever I do on screen is who and what I am in real life, and that is certainly not the case. So that was the only part about Vince wanting me to, use my real name that I didn't like. That, and I used to know, like when I was in an airport, if someone called my name, I knew it was because they knew me, as opposed to being a fan. If someone said Marlena, I knew it was a fan. I would turn around, extend my hand, nice to meet you. If someone said Terry, I turned around expecting to, just to be a friend or someone that I knew or that knew me. It was crazy when I first changed from Marlena to Terry, and I would be in an airport and I would hear Terry, and I would turn around expecting to know that person, and it was a fan. So that was an interesting adjustment.
Yeah. Take us through the time just in late 1997 when, actually in the middle part of late part 97, when you worked with Brian Pillman, who actually, I'm reading you actually dated at one point too before when you guys were in WCW, and then you ended up working together in the WWE. How funny was that?
Right. Brian and I dated a long time ago.
Yeah.
And when it was interesting because he actually, we started dating, and he found out that his former girlfriend was pregnant, and, I remember saying to him, Brian, no worries, this is fine, we will stay friends, and, you go and do what you need to do as a father, as a, whatever you guys decide to do, and, I'm here, I'm your friend. And so, we dated very briefly, but then when we were doing the gimmick, the angle in WWE, or WWF at the time,
right.
That was going to be one of the coolest things ever. I mean, we had it, so when we did the after the 30 days, after Brian had me for 30 days, and Dustin and I were supposed to do a renewing of our vows in the ring, and then, Brian was going to be the person that said, if anyone here has any reason for these two not to be married, let them speak now or forever hold their peace. Brian was going to come down, and there was going to be a big melee, and lots of juice was to be spilled, and I was going to be bloodied it was going to be one of those classic scenes where I'm standing there in a wedding dress with blood all over me, and I'm protecting the guy who kidnapped me, basically, and just saying, in that month that I was with Brian, I fell in love with him. I'm sorry, Dustin, I cannot be with you, and it was going to be a pretty dramatic angle, especially considering the fact that people knew we had a child and all that stuff. And really cool. And then, of course, the sad news that we got, the day of the pay-per-view, we ended up doing, putting Luna in and turning the angle, where it went. But Dustin did the same thing I was going to do, with someone else. So, it's sad. First of all, it's sad for Brian's family that he passed away and for his friends. But, I often have wondered, had we done that angle, how successful that would have been. I think it would have been great.
And then you came back in 1998 after that angle in Val Venus's bedroom.
Right. I know. I have to tell you, we had so many laughs during vignettes.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, where I have to pop out front of the sheets and, like 30 seconds before, tape was rolling, we were just like giggling our heads off because it was just too much fun. But Val was great to work with. I loved it. Val is so, it's funny, so many people look at wrestlers and consider us all, I guess, jocks and meatheads and, not very intelligent, and that's very true of some, but Val is one of those intellectuals that you just really enjoy talking to. While he's a Canadian, he's very well versed in our American politics as well as his own countries, and he's just a smart cookie and fun to be around. So.
Yeah, he's very involved in politics now. Like I'm on his MySpace a lot, and he's always got political blogs up. He's always talking about what's going on in the political world. He seems very well versed in what's going on. That's really cool that he's allowed himself to go outside the wrestling business and kind of do his own thing. You don't see a lot of wrestlers doing that anymore, and that's a sad thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. One of our fans would want to know if the right offer came along or if the right situation came along, would you ever go back to WWE?
I would, but I've said it before. I would probably not ever wrestle again. I really loved my time behind the mic. I loved hosting the show XS.
Right.
I loved interviewing. I loved doing that. The one thing I did not enjoy was actually wrestling. I didn't mind taking big bumps. I've said this so many times before, nothing against any of the female wrestlers because I respect all of them who trained and this is what they wanted to do with their lives, to be a female wrestler. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to be. And so when Vince would say, you have a wrestling match tonight or a bikini paddle on the pole match tonight, I'd be like, I didn't want to do it. But if he told me I had to take some gigantic bump from Triple H or from Kane or, anyone.
The Dudleys, for example?
Edge is going to steer you tonight. I absolutely loved that. When I went to the table, I loved that. So I didn't mind that part of it. I just hated having an actual match. So I would never want to do that again.
Yeah, one of my favorite things they did with you was the Terry Invitational Tournament in 1999. That was a really cool angle they did with Edge and Christian and the Hardys.
That's just the greatest acronym ever, right?
It is. It really is.
Yeah. My mother really appreciated that one too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was so proud of those four guys. That was the beginning of, I guess, something that is, is legendary at this point. The tables and ladders and chairs, and it was a really cool time to be involved in the company, and I was very happy to have my name, even though I had nothing to do with that. I was very happy to have my name as a part of that.
I'm reading on your website here that you have 2 books in the works.
I do.
One is they're both about motherhood. One is anecdotal, advisory, and humorous in nature, and one is photographically driven. Can you give us a little more details on those?
I can tell you that neither one of them have anything to do with wrestling.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, not one thing to do with wrestling.
You actually get some people I know to buy them then.
What?
I said you make sure you get some friends of mine to buy them because people are sick of buying wrestling autobiographies, so they may actually buy these.
Well, I was going to say that the thing with me and the whole writing a book or doing shoot interviews, I feel like if I'm going to do that, I want to really tell all. But the whole point is I can't tell all. So, it kind of makes me not want to do those. So
Right. Well, so many people have done, the Ring of Honor shoot interview, or the Art Video shoot interviews, or they've done interviews with me where they've divulged everything, or they've written the book, or whatever. What keeps you from doing that? Just writing the book, or doing the big shoot interview, or just coming out with everything?
Honestly, I think I love my friends in the business, and there are some stories that are funny but yet embarrassing. And there are some stories that are, you just wouldn't want people to know about. And so I think that just respect of my peers is probably what keeps me from doing something like that. I've been, I think, very honest in a lot of the things I've said before. Some things I've said have been taken out of context and made me look as though I was, doing the whole Benoit thing. That just really pissed me off, and it made it look like I was standing on this pedestal saying that all the boys, take Selma like candy, and it just made me look bad, and it pissed me off that they took something and made it something that it wasn't. So, I think that there are some people who abuse and misuse, medications that they are given, and there are plenty of people who need the medication and use it as they're supposed to, and, well and good. I think when you take something to the point where you cannot walk or feed yourself, there's an issue there.
Definitely.
It's not cool. And I've lost a lot of my friends, and, I don't want to see any more of them lost, but at the same time, we're all adults and we all have to make our own choices, and, I'm sure that people would probably say, because I have a glass of wine every night, you see, I do not cook dinner without having a glass of wine in my hand. That's just part of my evening, and I love wine. I love great wines, and, I'm sure that you could probably twist it and turn it and say something about me in regards to that. But, I think that you have to make choices that are good for you and for your family, and, that's what I try to do in my own household, is to, be a good mom and do the right thing. So
I was going to ask you about your time.
You sound like a goody two-shoes or something.
No, not at all, Terry. Not. You know what? It's so funny. The very first show I did, this show, Talk Wrestling, was pretty much ripping into Nancy Grace.
Oh boy.
And the way that she's.
Her at all.
What's that?
I don't like that woman.
Well, I don't either, and if people want to go back and watch the first show, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I felt she used the whole situation to spin and to get people on her show that, have been out of the limelight for a long time and are looking to make a quick buck, looking to get themselves over, like Mark Marrow. I like Mark Marrow as a wrestler somewhat, but, he really went a little too far.
I'm thinking, with that one, he threw some people under the bus, and that's something I just am not interested in doing. That doesn't make me happy to. I want my friends to be healthy and happy and all that, but I don't want to sit there from some pedestal and say what's wrong with, this person, that person, or the industry.
Yeah. Another question from the fans. You were involved in several WrestleManias. Which one was your favorite?
Oh, probably the first one, which was in Anaheim, was, I guess your first WrestleMania is always magical. Every WrestleMania is magical in its own way, but my first one was really special.
That was Dustin and Piper, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then even though I didn't enjoy matches per se with other females, I think the fact that I got to headline a match, which was with the Cats.
Oh, yes.
And I'm trying to think, where was that? Which city was that in?
Believe it or not, that was Anaheim as well.
That was Anaheim too? Okay.
Yep, yeah. WrestleMania 12 was in Anaheim with Goldust and Piper, and then you did the cat fight with the cat in the same arena at WrestleMania 2000.
Okay, yeah, I remember loving, around that time, there was a Macy Gray song out, and I'm trying to think of the name of it now, but every time I hear it, that makes me think of that WrestleMania, because it was playing on, the rental car that I had was this, it was a Jaguar, but it was this ugly colored green Jaguar. And so driving around to either go and tan or grab some food or go to do anything, every time I turned the radio on in that car, I swear that song was on. So, yes, that would have been probably my second favorite WrestleMania. So.
Yeah, that was my favorite WrestleMania up until this year. The reason that was my favorite WrestleMania is because they had access for the first time that year at the convention center, and I actually got a chance to meet you there.
That was awesome, wasn't it? Just to be able to, for us to meet the fans and the fans to have such an experience. That was great.
Yeah, I met you and I met S.A. Rios. You were at the table with Taz. Tell us about your work in philanthropy.
Well, I mean, it's something that I've always done. It's something that has made me probably one of the things that's made me most proud to be in the business. Is to have a platform in order to be able to help other people. But, I've always, from the time I was little, I couldn't stand to see other people hurt. Whether it was their feelings were hurt or whether they were, fell down and skinned their knee, I just couldn't stand to see other people hurt. And it's funny, my sister is just the opposite. She's like, why do you care? Why do you care so much? And, she's one of those people that she doesn't want to be hugged. As a child, I remember I was just, you couldn't hug me enough. You couldn't love on me enough. I was just the little lover. And my sister was just the opposite. Don't touch me. Get away from me. Don't touch me. Mom, Sarah's trying to hug me. Tell her to stop. That whole thing. With the contest that I'm doing right now, it's, the same thing. I got the idea to do it. A lady was doing it in this horrible housing market. I wanted to sell my house, and, it's like, wow, this is a terrible time to want to move. But this lady was doing this contest where she was giving away her home to the winning essay writer. And every essay had a $200 entry fee, and her minimum number was like 6,000 or something. And I remember, going, wow, that's a great idea, But I don't want to, that would help my family. That would help me. But I don't want to stop there. I want to do something to where it's kind of paying it forward, like the old movie. I want to do something to where it helps somebody else, not only myself and not only my family. So that's when I decided to do, and I think her essay was on, write your favorite pet story, which I love my pets. But, I think there's something there's a bigger cause and a bigger picture out there. And so my essay contest, my question is, how would you make the world a better place? And the winner of the essay contest wins my home, plus $100,000 cash to do, whatever they want with it, but hopefully they'll use it toward whatever their essay was written about. And it's funny, I had a guy write me on my MySpace account saying, the only reason I haven't done this contest is because I'm scared that I'm not a good writer. And I so want people to know it's not about, where you put the period, where you put the comma, it's about just putting your idea on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I'm reading about the home you're giving away. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, stunning pool, complete with waterfalls, a hot tub, and a playhouse, workshop, or whatever you choose to make it, plus the cash. That's a pretty expensive home you're giving away.
With the house.
What's that?
I do not come with the house.
Well, I think that's it for this episode of Talk Wrestling. I appreciate Terry Runnels coming on. Again, theterryrunnels.com, myspace.com/theterryrunnels, and anything else you want to plug, Terry?
Yeah, we didn't plug the website for the contest. It's maketheworldright, WRITE.com.
Okay.
And you can actually go to theterryrunnels.com, and there's a link to either the MySpace, the YouTube, or the contest. So
yes, there is.
You can get to any of those from my new website.
Well, that's it for this Talk Wrestling. We will see you all next time. Take care, everybody.
now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's installment of the Renegade of Wrestling. I am your host, JJ Williams. I believe this is episode 26. I'm not for certain. You know what? Statboy, research what number show this is for me, damn it. I want you to rant about how many episodes I've done. Anyways, you know, I'm not going to sit here and talk about a lot of the same stuff that Jeff has been talking about. Obviously, he's more knowledgeable about certain things than I am, so I'm just going to leave, you know, the weekly wrestling to him and Statboy and to a lesser extent Double A. One thing I do want to mention about real quickly that neither one of them covered was the Divas, which, you know, my feelings about Kelly Kelly are more than known. I'm not going to get into how I feel about her. But I have been hearing rumors that either her or Eve are going to be turning heel and probably aligning themselves with the Divas of Doom. Which, it can go either way, but if I had to pick one of those two, I'm picking Eve. I'm picking Eve because of her MMA training that she's doing on the side and all that other good stuff. She could actually, when she wants to go in the ring, unlike Kelly can. However, being WWE, I could totally also see them turning Kelly heel and making a Blontourage type of gimmick with Kelly, Natty, and Beth. That's definitely the one that I don't want to see. So please, WWE talent writers, creative team, if you watch this, make it Eve, please. And, you know, bring Gail Kim in instead of having her sit at home for the rest of her contract. Let her be on the team too. Actually have some bitches that can actually kick some ass. Please. Just saying, you know, this is from a fan to the creative team. Make this happen. Second thing I'm going to get into is one of my buddies sent me an invite to do this 30-day water challenge. So you can see right here. Trying to stick with it. I really am. It's been difficult the last couple nights because of the late nights, being the driver, got to stay awake, so had to take a couple shots of caffeine here and there to make sure I got us all home safely. But Omar Slam Duncan, I believe that's the gentleman on Facebook that invited me. Here's the water right here, man. I'm admitting to cheating, but damn it, I'm really trying, okay? I'm trying. So, for the most part, Renegade is going to turn into your place to come for independent wrestling coverage. And I'm going to get flack from the trolls out there about it. But you know what? At the end of the day, independent wrestling may not be on the level of WWE or even to a lesser extent TNA. But in a lot of ways, it's superior. It's superior because these guys don't care if there's 50 people in the crowd or 500 people squeezed into a Legion Hall with elbow to ass, as Jeff likes to say. They will go out there, leave their heart, their soul, and more often than not, their blood in the middle of that ring. So, Renegade is going to more or less turn into my salute to independent wrestling. And we've seen a couple interviews go up over the past couple days with some of the Mach 1 wrestling talent, Jarek Matthews, Nick Madrid. Want to give a big thank you to those guys for letting Jeff and I come in and interview them. Big thanks to John Ian to allowing us to come into his home, if you will, and utilize his talent like that. You know, the whole deal was we help put over their school, we get the interviews. So we've also made an arrangement like that recently with the Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy. Talked to Joey Chaos yesterday. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll start getting some of those guys on the show, talking to them. Guys like Chaos, Mongol Santino, Rico Dynamite, Famous B, Ray Rosas, Tito Escondido. You know, a bunch of guys are out there wondering who these guys are. You'll know who most of them are if you watch NWA Hollywood, because some of them are there in their own storylines. Most of them are part of Chaos's Disorder. Google them, go to Wiki, or go to SantinoBrothers.net. Check it out. Just like I said, just went to their show last night.
little dojo show, mostly the students there, putting on some exhibitions for family, friends, industry people. Really, really awesome show. Jeff had some worries about going there. He didn't know, if he'd feel welcome after the whole scandalous video that he did with that other company a few months ago. Bad Blood was behind them. He was welcomed in there with open arms, and like I said, we were able to negotiate a deal with them. So you'll be seeing some interviews with them coming up too. Last week we went to Battleground Pro Wrestling, another independent fed. Not sure who runs that one yet. We're trying to get our foot in the door there, hopefully set up the same type of arrangement where we can bring you some of the Battleground guys on the shows. Guys like Mikey O'Shea, the Derevko brothers, the Russians, the Black Knights, Suburban Commandos, B-Boy. Bunch of really good guys who, again, some of y'all may have heard of guys like B-Boy, but I bet you the majority of you have no idea who I'm talking about. So again, YouTube, Wikipedia, Google, check these guys out, because these guys are, in a sense, the future of pro wrestling. Eventually, some of these guys will, some of these guys won't, but eventually some of these guys will make it to television, and you'll see them. And then you'll understand why me and Jeff, Statboy, and again to a lesser extent AA, praise guys like Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Evan Bourne, AJ Styles so much. These are guys that we've seen come through these smaller feds out here in SoCal, made friendships with, and now we get to tune in every Monday, Friday, or Thursday to see our buddies on TV. Honestly, I think that's about it for Renegade this week. I didn't have a whole lot to talk about, but letting y'all know, be on the lookout for some more interviews coming from me. I'll probably have a couple one-on-ones on Renegade. Jeff has the one with Jarek on After the Bell that's up. He may end up with another couple, if the cameraman decides to flake out again at one of the interviews. More than likely, Dads on Wrestling will turn into strictly an interview show. That's what our goal is to make Dads on Wrestling an interview show. Have Jeff with his mailbag questions, me covering the independent scene, Mikey and Aaron talking about what they want to talk about as far as what they get asked, to rant about, or their thoughts about what they've seen throughout the week. And then Dads just interview the guys, talk to them, find out where they came from, where they're going, where they'd like to see themselves going, blah, blah, blah. Also be on the lookout for the debut of Ringside Insanity, which should be coming very soon on this channel, if it hasn't already gone up before you see this one, as well as Jade's fashion show. She needs to do a little bit of homework, watch the VMAs from last week, last month, God only knows. She needs to do her homework on that, and then her very first fashion episode will be up. Please, please, please. This is my pledge out there to all you guys watching these videos. Don't hate because we're just not talking about wrestling. We made that known to y'all in the very beginning. Statboy said it in his promo, AA said it in his promo, and we announced it as far as Jade goes. That's part of creating this massive channel that we're doing for y'all. Yes, the anchor is wrestling. Jeff's show After the Bell, Dads, Renegade. Statboy talks about it, AA talks about it. Jade's even going to probably talk about wrestling fashion every now and again. But if there's something else that needs to be said, something else that guys like Statboy get asked to rant about, like if this is the door to Narnia or not, AA's got something to get off his chest, just let it go. Because more often than not, those shows are going to be mostly wrestling based anyway. So that's my pledge to y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode of After the Bell. After the Bell? What the? God damn it. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Renegade of Wrestling. I'm tired, damn it. I'm pouting. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. And Statboy, tell me how many episodes this is, goddammit.
26.
Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Ben 10 and Danny Phantom series premiere reviews, plus Avatar The Last Airbender Episode 1 and 2 reviews. Jay Hebert's Side of Things Episode 5, James Hebert's Hodgepodge of Nonsense. Shared Experiences re-airing on the new FTW main hub. Retro Wrestling Review Series Summer Shows, All-In Hype and All-Out Hype. The Wrestling Rundown and ATW View crossover, available now on demand. Fantasy Booking Series video. If Goldberg stayed in WWE in 2004. Zero Entertainment presents the CAW Grizzly Tournament. All of a Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Simple Bracketology season premiere covering the G1 Climax 33. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indie Force episode 27, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. FTW watch parties for the go-home weeks of All In and All Out, plus pay-per-view coverage. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting, episode 3 coming soon. La Strada 1954 watch-along, available on demand. WYW Intro and Immortal stream. Wrestling with Idiocy episode 8, fast food and restaurants discussion. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Shall we begin?
Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Hello, YouTube fans, and welcome to episode 16 of Double Down with Double A. Of course, I am your host, Double A, along with
The Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams.
and this is our Royal Rumble prediction show.
That's right. We're here to give you our thoughts about what the outcomes of the proposed matches for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view will be tomorrow.
Okay, in the pre-show match, we have for the United States Heavyweight Championship, Antonio Cesaro, champion, being challenged by the awesome one himself, The Miz. Because he is The Miz, and he is awesome. I'm looking at this, and being that The Miz is already a two-time U.S. champion and former heavyweight champion, it would make no sense for him to get the U.S. title now.
I disagree, because The Miz really made himself when he was the U.S. champion. It's like, that was his launching pad. He won the U.S. title, the tag title, and the WWE title all within a year. So, I think the United States Championship would possibly help elevate The Miz back to that main event status that is being dominated right now by, Punk, Cena, Ryback, Rock when he shows up, Brock when he shows up, Big Show, Sheamus, Orton. There's really no place in the main event picture for him right now. This could give him an opportunity to be featured prominently while not being in the main event picture.
Touche. Okay, I give you that one.
And Antonio Cesaro has been running around saying that no American can beat him. It sucks that it's going to be on pre-show, just like it sucked when Antonio won it on pre-show. But I think The Miz just might take it. I'm going for The Miz.
You're going for The Miz on that one. Next we have Who
are you picking?
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. That's why I said the touche thing.
I just wanted to make sure you made it official so that people weren't like,
yeah.
What the hell? He didn't say who he wanted. Because you fans are nitpickers. You'll do that.
Oh yes, they are. They really are. For the Tag Team Championship,
yes,
that will press penny thing. We got we got the challengers, Team Rhodes Scholars, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, yes, versus Team Hell No, the Big Red Machine and Daniel Bryan or D. Bryan.
Team Hell No has held the belts for way too long, I think. I think they need to just go ahead, self-destruct, maybe build towards a WrestleMania match, Kane versus Bryan, and give the belts to Team Rhodes Scholars, who could definitely use the straps in the push. I'm calling, once again, for new champions, Team Rhodes Scholars.
I'm kind of torn on this one, to tell you the truth, because the Team Hell No gimmick it's kind of grown on me within recent weeks.
But think about how long it took to grow.
True. I don't doubt that, but you know, the whole gimmick, you know, when it first started, it was just like, okay, yeah, this is lame. I am the tag team champion. No, I am the tag team champions. Where they're constantly arguing, this whole thing just grew on me. Now it's like, when they get over, it's like, yes, cool, they got over again.
And now I'm like, move on.
You know, and now that they finally gelled together, it's like, okay, yeah, they have to. Personally, I think they should have a longer run, at least till Mania or Elimination Chamber, then drop to Team Road Scholars.
Well, the Royal Rumble is where it all begins, the road to WrestleMania begins. So if they're going to build a Kane-Bryan match for Mania, then they've got to drop the belts, I think, here.
Yeah. We agree to disagree on, you know, on that one.
Okay. So you're going for Team Hell No to retain, and I'm going for Road Scholars new champs.
On this one, we got for the World Heavyweight Championship, which, well, it's not WrestleMania, so it's not going to curtain jerk.
You never know.
That's very, very, very true. For the World Heavyweight Championship, you have the challenger, the Big Show, Paul White, versus Alberto Del Rio. But you already know that it is his destiny to retain the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes, it is.
In the last man standing match. However, you're going to hear, I'm here to show the world, I'm here to show the world. He's going to cash in. That's when he's going to win his title. Or he could be the second person to unsuccessfully cash in his championship, then enter himself in the Royal Rumble and win it.
See, I don't think he's going to cash in here to win the title, because he's already announced for the Rumble match. And you're not going to have, you know, the World Heavyweight Champion compete in the Royal Rumble. That's silly. That hasn't been done since before title shots in Mania were on the line. So, I see Dolph cashing in at the soonest at No Way Out / Elimination Chamber after the grueling chamber match a la Edge did for his first title run.
Which is why I said he'll be the second person.
I don't think he'll lose either. I don't think he'll cash in and lose. They've been building him way too solidly. The fans are into him. They really are. I don't think they're going to job him out like they did Cena. Cena didn't need to cash in the briefcase and win. He's already probably going to take the strap at Mania.
But then again, he's, you know, Vince has done dumber shit.
This is also true.
Vince has done dumber shit. He has Edge win the Royal Rumble to challenge Jericho just to job out.
True. And if you want to know about more of Vince's dumb shit, go back a couple episodes and watch the Worst Gimmicks episode we did.
Thank you. Alright.
But for this match, for the World Heavyweight title match, I'm going for Alberto to retain. Because whether Dolph cashes in or doesn't cash in, that's not a factor in the last man standing match. I'm going for Alberto to retain.
Next on the card, we have, for the WWE Heavyweight Championship, challenger, the most electrifying man, the Brahma Bull, the People's Champ.
What?
Wrong gimmick.
Sorry.
The eyebrow raising, the trailblazing,
pie-eating, jabroni-beating son of a gun. Get it right!
Hashtag stat player approved.
Thank you.
I was getting there. I just got a little tongue tied. All right. But anyways, The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, is gonna step back in the ring just one more time
Until Mania.
and challenge the WWE Heavyweight Champion, the straight edge savior, CM Punk, with Twinkie Tits in this corner.
Twinkie Tits.
Would you rather?
It can't be Twinkie Tits because Hostess went out of business.
Okay, Cookie Puss.
Paul Heyman. Even though I'm rocking the Punk shirt and I support Punk and I want Punk to overcome the odds and defeat The Rock, do something that Cena couldn't do, I've got a really, really bad feeling in my gut. No, it's not indigestion. No, it's not the fact that I haven't eaten yet today. But I've got a really bad feeling in my gut that The Rock is going to become WWE Champion because there was a leaked press release saying that the main event of Mania was going to be Rock Cena for the title, which would mean Cena would probably win the Rumble and Rocky would take the strap off of Punk.
Hence, a rematch from last year's WrestleMania.
Twice in a lifetime.
You know what? I completely agree with that. I've stated before, and I stated again, that, you know, I would like to see The Rock win the match at Rumble, just for him to take it to Mania and have either Cena or Ryback win the Rumble and challenge The Rock. And at the same time, Brock Lesnar could come back and challenge The Rock once again at WrestleMania. And The Rock can possibly get his get his rematch from what year was that?
2002.
So there you go. There we have it on that.
I don't want it to be Ryback. He's the only one that I'm like, hands down, no. Rybotch, Ryberg, whatever you want to call him, Skip Sheffield,
Cornfed Meathead.
He fucking blows.
I agree.
And I know that there's some smart fans out there that are going to agree with me on this, so please, let me know that you support me with this in the comment box down here. But any mark wearing a Ryback shirt needs to just get their WWE card revoked. Seriously.
You know what? I completely agree with you, but I still think it's senseless for Vince to push him so hard. Just so like, yeah, fuck you.
They've done it before, though, just like you said earlier. They've pushed people to the moon and then done nothing with them. Look at what they're doing with Kofi. They pushed the shit out of him for a while. Shelton Benjamin beat Triple H in his Raw debut. Then beat him again the next week. Then beat Ric Flair.
Touche.
Nothing. Carlito. You know, they had teaming with Ric Flair, and he couldn't even get on a WrestleMania card teaming with Flair.
Touche.
It all comes down to whose cock you suck in the backstage area.
Damn.
And Ryback obviously is good. In fact, I don't know, did you see this? There was a thing going around on the groups that I'm in. I think I shared it. Somebody actually typed in on www.com search the diva that slept with everyone, and it brought up Kelly Kelly's page. I shit you not, because I tried it myself. What
the hell? You gotta show that to me. Not now, but
I'm gonna see if I can do it while you're talking about the next match.
Okay, the next match, we have the match itself, the main event in And the winner of this match gets a challenge of heavyweight champion of his choice from either SmackDown or Raw. On the Raw roster so far that's announced, we have John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, three-man band, Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre, along with The Miz, Ryback, Kofi Kingston, Team Hell No, Kane and Daniel Bryan, and on this SmackDown roster, you have 9 announced. You have the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. You have the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. The U.S. Heavyweight Champion, who may have probably dropped it by now, Antonio Cesaro. You have the Bare Knuckles Champion, or Bare Knuckle Fighter, Wade Barrett. You have the Primetime Players, Dragon Ball Z, Darren Young, and Titus O'Neil, along with Team Rhodes Scholars, Cody Rhodes, and Damian Sandow, the Great Khali. But we don't know what's going. This is a tape before that actually happens. But at the Fan Fest, we have an NXT tournament, to be held. And in this match, you have, and whoever wins this tournament, his name is going to be entered into the Royal Rumble. And you have Corey Graves, Oliver Gray, Luke Harper, Xavier Woods, Connor O'Brien. Connor O'Brien, really? Is he like? Please don't tell me he's like taking on this whole Conan O'Brien.
I don't know.
Adrian Neville, Bo Dallas, and Luke Kruger. The winner of this tournament gets a spot in the Royal Rumble. First time ever. That's very unheard of. Where somebody from the Farm Club would get an opportunity to actually be, presented in the Royal Rumble. Since I don't know any of these names, I'm not gonna make a prediction. So I'll leave that one up to you.
As far as the NXT thing, I think it's going to come down to 4 guys. Consequences Creed, a.k.a. Xavier Woods, who was on TNA for a while, member of the Lethal Consequences tag team with Jay Lethal. Let me see here. It's going to be him, Adrian Neville, who wrestled for Dragon Gate and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla as Pac, the man that gravity forgot. Bo Dallas, a.k.a. IRS's son, and Leo Kruger. Those are the 4 I think have the strongest chance, and considering that I saw Bo at the house show team with Rey Mysterio, if he's already on the road with them doing house shows, I gotta say that he's the odds-on favorite to win.
Okay. As far as the match itself, do you know of any spoiler surprises that might show up?
No. I've heard some rumors. Shelton Benjamin has been rumored to have been back in talks and possibly signed with WWE. Same with MVP. The 2 of them were tag teaming together over in Japan. So they may be being brought to help rejuvenate the tag division. Then you've always got Brock Lesnar. You've got The Undertaker. You've got Triple H. All could be possibilities. Hell, I'd like to see King come in. And after his heart attack last year, I think the fans would pop hardcore to hear that music hit over the PA and have him come from behind the announce table, climb into the ring. Even if he got eliminated right away, or only helped with like that big group elimination of like the Great Khali or somebody like that, just to say that he was in there for a minute and eliminated somebody, I think it would be a big deal
to have Keenan.
That wouldn't surprise me. Last year they used all three of the announcers. King, Booker T, and Michael Cole got in the ring, and if I remember correctly, it took Michael Cole pretty much the entire time he had to get in the ring to get undressed. He got in the ring with just enough time before they started the countdown again. And that was pretty sad, and he comes in and gets annihilated by Awesome Kong. That was awesome.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. As far as my overall prediction to win the Rumble, it sucks, but it's going to come down to 4 guys. And I'm sure you can look at the already announced field and predict who those 4 are. Cena, Orton, Sheamus, and either Ryback or Ziggler.
Ooh.
More realistically, Ryback. With Ziggler already having the briefcase, they're probably not going to do my booking idea and have him win the Rumble too, thereby guaranteeing his shot at Mania, and then he can cash in the briefcase at No Way Out to become World Heavyweight Champion and unify the titles.
Would that be too late by then, though?
He's got the briefcase until July. Because he won it at Money in the Bank last year.
That's right, that's right.
And Money in the Bank isn't at Mania anymore. It's got its own standalone pay-per-view.
I forgot about that.
So if he cashes in the briefcase at No Way Out, becomes the World Heavyweight title, then uses his Rumble opportunity at Mania for the WWE title, and unify those 2 straps.
Since it's a super show, it'd be senseless for us to have 2 champions anyway. And I agree with that. And they've been doing super show for God knows how long. I agree with those final 4 that you mentioned, but sadly, C Nation the C Nation is going to be going crazy tomorrow night.
It's going to go to Cena so that they can go towards Rock Cena. That's why Rock's going to take the strap. I don't like it. It was supposed to be once in a lifetime. They even made a fucking DVD set chronicling it. And now they did such great business. The match was so over. They made so much money on the DVDs that they're going to do it twice in a lifetime.
I know it's gonna suck. Another good possibility that could have happened. Hell, you said it. Punk can drop to The Rock, enter himself in the Royal Rumble, and win it. Then challenge The Rock again for WrestleMania. So that way he can get his main event spot at WrestleMania that he's been bitching about for the past year and a half.
And that's all the more reason why Punk shouldn't drop to The Rock, is because he deserves that main event spot.
But we know he's gonna drop the title anyway.
I know.
It's a good build up for a storyline.
The only way I could see Punk still getting the main event spot is if they turn it into a triple threat. Because the former champion gets his rematch clause.
True.
And if he decides to cash his rematch clause in Mania, then it becomes a triple threat, Rock, Punk, Cena.
However, Punk deserves an unshared spotlight at Mania.
He totally does, but WWE is still sleeping on him for whatever reason.
Personally, I think should be, just that, but
I hope they add something else into this pay-per-view event, because 4 matches for $40, $50 is a crock of bullshit.
I totally agree.
They should do the finals of the NXT tournament on the pay-per-view, or at the very least put that on the pre-show. Put the fucking US title match on the main card. You've got the Divas title not being defended. You've got the IC title not being defended, but again, this isn't Night of Champions, so all belts won't be on the line. But Caitlyn just had a fantastic match with Tamina at the house show we were at.
Maybe throw that in there.
Hey, maybe they can do. Maybe it doesn't even have to be a title match. They could just throw in
throw
a match.
do a Divas Royal Rumble match where the winner gets to be the #1 contender for the Divas title. Let's do like a Divas Battle Royal with all 10 of their Divas or whatever. It's the Royal Rumble pay-per-view anyway. Let the Divas have their spotlight with the Battle Royal.
That would be innovative. That's never happened at the Rumble either. That would be pretty good. That's about it for right now. And as always, I am your host, Double A, along with
the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams.
And this was Double Down with Double A, and deuces.
Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Welcome everyone to NoDQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. I am the owner of NoDQ, Aaron Rift, here to answer your questions regarding the world of professional wrestling. So let's get right down to it. Hey Aaron, if The Rock and John Cena wrestle each other again after WrestleMania, do you think they will have a best of 5 series going? Well, the rumor going around was that they might have 3 matches next year, possibly one at the pay-per-view after WrestleMania, and then at SummerSlam. I do not think they're going to do as many as 5 matches. I think that's a little overboard. I think 3 would be just fine. You know, do the one WrestleMania match, then the rematch, and then the rubber match to see who wins the 2 out of 3. I think that's the way to go if they decide to do multiple matches. If Mick Foley did face Undertaker, which face would you like to see Foley portray? Maybe Mankind gets bloody, loses the mask, and he ends as Cactus Jack. Do you think there would be a barbed wire, 2x4, and thumbtacks if it was no DQ, even in the PG era? Well, I would just like to see Mick Foley be Mick Foley. Let him use all of his personas for one match. Even let him hype that up in the match with The Undertaker. Have him come out and say, I'm gonna bring all my characters to WrestleMania. And you're gonna get everything. You're gonna get Cactus Jack. You're gonna get Dude Love. You're gonna get Mankind. As far as what type of weapons they might use, I think they'll use chairs. They'll use the wiring outside. Maybe do a little bit of choking, even though it's PG. But I would be surprised if they would go as far as to use the thumbtacks. But you never know. They might pull something out for WrestleMania, and then maybe they'll find Mick Foley after the pay-per-view saying he wasn't supposed to do that. He did that without our permission. So we'll see. Hey Aaron, what are your thoughts on Chris Jericho and his WCW days? Chris Jericho was great. I mean, he was always a really entertaining performer, and he started to shine in WCW. That's when he first got noticed on a national stage. And yeah, I mean, he was always a great babyface wrestler, but it wasn't until he turned heel that people really began to take notice. And yeah, I love the whole deal with Ralphus, with his security guard and the Goldberg storyline. Yeah, just, you know, really funny stuff, and Jericho is always extremely entertaining. Hey Aaron, what is your favorite Piper's Pit moment? Well, nothing can top the coconut being smashed over Jimmy Snuka's head. I think that's the one everyone's always going to remember the most. Another one that stands out to me was the build for WrestleMania 3 with Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. Andre ripping the crucifix off Hogan's neck and challenging him for WrestleMania 3. That one always stands out. And of course, WrestleMania 21, I was there with Steve Austin and Roddy Piper. Great stuff. Speaking of Austin, what's your all-time favorite Stone Cold moment? One of mine would have to be when he rescued Stephanie from The Undertaker, as well as when he ran out and stunned the Alliance. As soon as his music hit, you knew something incredible was going to go down. My favorite Austin moments would have to involve Vince McMahon. I remember when he attacked Vince in the hospital, bedpan McMahon. He hit him over the head with a bedpan and started pounding on his foot. And when he came out on the Zamboni and attacked Vince, when he brought the beer truck out and sprayed Vince in the Rock. Just so many moments with Austin. When he beat up Booker T in the supermarket. It's hard to name just one thing. I could probably name 10 of them, but that would take up all the time of the show today. So, yeah, those ones at the top of my list. It seems everyone thinks CM Punk or Chris Jericho or maybe Mick Foley will challenge Undertaker WrestleMania 28. Do you think it's possible that Alberto Del Rio could face Undertaker? Do you think he could be believable to end the streak? I think it's possible he could face Undertaker. Is he believable? Not really. At this point, there's only very few people that I think fans could believe might end the Undertaker's winning streak at WrestleMania. And Alberto Del Rio is not going to be one of them. If Bret Hart wouldn't have went to WCW, where do you think his career would have ended up? Well, that's an interesting question because I'm not sure if Bret Hart was destined to stay with WWE. He was really becoming disenfranchised with the product. He was not a fan of WWE, becoming really edgy and all that, and he was very critical about the way they were going. So, yeah, would have been interested if he had stuck around. Now, would Owen Hart have lived? I mean, there's so many questions that, will never be answered if Bret Hart had stayed with WWE. So there's no way to really know for sure what would have happened. Probably wouldn't have gotten a concussion, but you never know. Hey, Aaron, will there ever be a new replacement soon for the WWE spinner belt? I really see the spinner as a less prestigious belt and crap. Your thoughts? Well, I thought they were going to change the belt out when they did the whole storyline with CM Punk leaving with the WWE title and then crowning a new champion. That would have been the perfect time to introduce a new belt, but they didn't do it. Now, why is this the case? My thoughts are that belt sells a lot. People buy the belt, the replica belt, and it's really popular, and they just don't want to change it because of that. Now, hopefully, eventually, they'll do something new. I'm sure they will down the line. And just, I guess, when they feel that the time is right, and I guess now wasn't the time. Do you think it's okay that WWE can continually put out pathetic storylines, etc., just because they have no major competition? Well, it's unfortunate for us, the fans, but for them, there's no need to, really take risks and do something different. They're just going to run on cruise control as long as they can. As long as they're making money, that's what counts, unfortunately. Yeah, it'd be nice for them to do something different, but just, there's nobody breathing down their neck forcing them to do something. Hey, Aaron, what's your opinion on wrestling not being cool? Well, I have no problem with it because, I'm not in high school. I don't have to interact with kids. And, it was hard when when I was in middle school and being a wrestling fan, you get picked on and, it's just not the cool thing. In high school, for me, that was when wrestling was getting popular, so it was actually okay. Like, I remember during the PA in the morning announcements, somebody would do The Rock's catchphrases, so that was a sign that wrestling was cool. Then it was okay to be a wrestling fan and wear a wrestling t-shirt to school or whatever. But, yeah, it's kind of hard if you're a kid. If you're an adult, then, who cares? Nobody cares if you watch wrestling or not. What's the cat called? Ernest Miller. Oh, no, you're talking about my cat. Sassy. Sassy's the white one. Casey's the gray one. YouTube.com/thecatdiaries. They'd love to see you check them out. Zack Ryder's videos get more than 100,000 views. If every person who watched his video bought a t-shirt, would he be world champion? Well, if things were the way they were according to Triple H, he would be world champion, right? Once a guy is over, then there's nothing stopping him, right? So, it makes no sense. Triple H. That was one thing about Raw this past week that I really wasn't crazy about, was when he said that line. It's like, okay, if that's the case, then Zack Ryder should be a top guy right now. He's over. He got over. Why is he not on Raw? I mean, it was stupid. Yeah. All right, that about does it for NoDQ&A video. Thank you very much for checking out the show. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Please leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Let me know what you thought about today's episode. Did you agree with me? Did you disagree? I want to hear what your thoughts are. And that about does it. We'll see you next time for NoDQ&A video.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa D18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show. The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Now say it.
By me rolling with Vocal Mikey.
Wow. That's not how I start my show, but I'll take it anyway. How do I normally start my show?
I said, start with me rolling with Vocal Mikey. Stat Boy approved.
And the award for Scene Stealer of the Year goes to, hello, my internet fans. It's your one and only.
And to Shawn Michaels by doing.
I can't do it.
You have to do it because you're Shawn Michaels.
Oh, I'm Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, and I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, so this is WrestleMania 14?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd have you do this Stone Cold, but there are some things he does that you can't do. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, let's get the pleasantries out of the way. This is episode 26 of Stat Boy Rants. My little nephew Dylan here, come here, has decided to join me in the... Yes, I'm putting him in a headlock. No, he's a good boy. Anywho, we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble.
By
Yes.
Undertaker and Triple H.
That was last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's still what we're doing.
No, we're talking about the Royal Rumble.
Oh, so for 24, that's a good one.
This is Royal Rumble 25.
Oh, that was 24, but that was Royal Rumble 25.
Right.
We watched Royal Rumble 20.
It's all about him today, right now.
We watched Royal Rumble 2002.
Okay, what happened Royal Rumble 2002?
Triple H was in there, Undertaker was in there, and the Rock does WrestleMania. The Rock is cooking.
And what's scary is, he's right. He is absolutely right. All right.
That That's profiling, and that's
No, whoa, no profiling. Not on this show. Now we have to talk about what's going to happen on Sunday, okay?
Phenomena.
Do.
Phenomena.
Do.
Phenomena.
For those of you that are thinking the camera's on, that's the Renegade back there laughing like crazy. He's having a good time. All right, now look, we have to talk about what's happening on Sunday, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
But we're not doing The Rock,
No, because The Rock.
The Rock is cooking.
I'm glad we're not in Hollywood because they say don't work with kids in Hollywood. This is Long Beach, so the thing is that. Anyway,
This is Long Beach.
Hold on.
but
Okay.
Stop by approved Long Beach.
Okay, yeah, Long Beach is step. Okay, now first match we're going to talk about is your favorite, John Cena. Do John Cena.
Okay, John Cena versus the Kane versus John Cena.
Well, no, act like John Cena. What does John Cena do? Show everybody what John Cena does. Oh, he's heading to the ring. Okay, I got my show back. Good. Come back. Quick. Hurry up.
And then
Okay, hold on.
The Rock.
No, that's WrestleMania. No. What does Kane do? Very good. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, now just hang back for a second. Let me do this.
And do Shawn Michaels.
No, we don't know. Shawn Michaels is retired. We're not done doing Shawn Michaels. Okay. Now, Cena and Kane. Of course, Cena's doing the whole Rise Against Hate routine. Kane is trying to be like Emperor Palpatine and bring out the dark side of John Cena.
The Rock and
No, Dylan.
John Cena.
Dylan, The Rock isn't until WrestleMania. Don't worry about that yet.
We're doing the Royal Rumble
Right.
match.
Look for Cena to get so upset in the match that he loses.
By Undertaker and Triple H.
No. That's last year's WrestleMania. Focus on the Rumble. So my pick will be Kane. Kane wins by DQ. It'll probably be brutal.
Who do you think's going to win, Dylan? John Cena or Kane?
Who do you want to win?
Shawn Michaels.
No. Come on now. John Cena or Kane?
Kane.
You want Kane to win?
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Okay, hold on.
And after that, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H.
No, Shawn's retired. He's not doing it anymore. Okay, up next will be CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler. Do CM Punk, please. Show everybody your CM Punk.
It's time.
Okay, come back.
Dylan.
Come back. Look at the camera.
Dylan, hold on.
Oops.
Whoa. Dylan, come over here by Uncle Mikey's leg.
Stay right here.
And do it again because you were off camera.
Do it one more time. What did he do
CM
first?
Punk.
It's time.
Very good. Okay, and what does Dolph Ziggler do? That's it? And what does Vicky say? Very good. And do you know who the referee is going to be? No, do you know who the referee in the match is? Do you know what his name is?
No.
His name is John Laurinaitis. He talks like this.
And Mr.
Very good. He did a little John Laurinaitis impression there. Laurinaitis, of course, is the referee, and he has stated many times that he does not like CM
John
Punk.
Laurinaitis.
So, look for a Montreal-type finish. I will not say the word in front of the boy, because that's not cool. If you did watch Raw, though, Laurinaitis is on thin ice. So,
and John Cena's on there, too.
Yes. So whatever...
Kane.
We just did that already. So whatever happens at the Rumble, look to be remedied the next night.
The Rock.
Hold on. Don't worry about the Rock. So if by some miracle Dolph gets the belt, it'll probably be reversed the next night, or there'll be another match and he'll lose it again, and it'll be his second time as champion for one day. Okay, next. Can you do Big Show? What does the Big Show do? Okay. Does Mark Henry do anything? What does Mark Henry do?
I don't know.
He doesn't. He
destroys people.
And what about Daniel Bryan? Can you do anything like he does? What does Daniel Bryan do? No, not kill the Wabbit. He comes out and he raises his fist when he wears the belt. Triple threat match in a cage. I don't have Daniel's status as champion because my phone is dead. Thank you, AT&T.
The final count.
Hold on a second. You went too far ahead. You didn't ask Dylan who he thinks is going to win the Dolph Ziggler CM Punk match.
Who do you want to win in the Punk Dolph Ziggler match? Do you want Punk to win or do you want Dolph Ziggler to win?
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. Okay. So in the triple threat match.
After that, it's going to be CM Punk versus.
No, we did that already.
I mean.
We're doing a triple threat match now.
Oh,
so we have
Triple H versus.
No, Triple H is going to be on Monday Night Raw the next night. He's going to be on Monday Night Raw.
Are we doing SmackDown?
SmackDown is later. Okay. We haven't watched SmackDown yet. Right, so let me give my little thing here, and then you can do one more, okay?
We did WrestleMania.
No, we haven't done WrestleMania yet.
No, I mean the WrestleMania DVD.
Okay, that's the DVD. We're talking later.
Okay. What about? I want to win.
Okay, who do you want? Big Show, Mark Henry, or Daniel Bryan?
Big Show. Because Big Show.
You forgot to scream.
Ah!
That's better. I agree with Little Dylan here. Big Show should hold the belt till maybe the Chamber. And then finally, the 30-man...
The
yes?
water, because Triple H does.
You have to wait till Monday. You have to wait till Monday for the Rumble. Or for Triple H. And the actual Rumble match, we have no clue. Except... The only people Hold on.
Ryder
Hold on.
and Zack Ryder.
No, Zack Ryder's hurt now. Because Kane picked him up like this and put him down like that. And now Zack Ryder's got a back problem.
Yeah.
Now be quiet and behave. The 30-man Rumble, the only names we are guaranteed to know of is that The Miz. Do The Miz.
Okay.
Hurry up. Do The Miz.
What's up?
You're forgetting something.
What?
What does he say?
I don't know.
What does The Miz say when he comes out? What word does he scream, Dylan? Come on.
I saw, and I'm the Miz. I'm awesome.
Very good.
I get to play.
Very good. Thank you. We know The Miz is number one. He said on Twitter, at Mike The Miz, that he's going to win it regardless if he's number one. We know that Jericho is in the Rumble, even though he only has said it in... Oh, can you do Chris Jericho? Other arm. No, turn around. Turn around. Arm straight out. That's Jericho. Okay, sit down. Thank you. Okay, there was Jericho. So
told you, Uncle Mikey.
I guess so. So we know he's going to be in the Rumble.
That boy rejected.
Whatever.
And stop what approved.
Thank you. I wouldn't mind if Jericho actually did win the Rumble.
By choose Stephanie Hardy.
Stephanie's a hottie?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Zack Ryder's a Christmas tree. Woo! 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 You know it.
Zack Ryder's a Christmas tree. Didn't you say that about Famous Bee on about a month ago? You said Famous Bee with a Christmas tree? Famous Bee is a Christmas tree, we know.
Famous Bee is a Christmas tree with a star on top of the tree.
There you go. So, like I say, we're up in the air on the Rumble. We have no idea except for two people who were in it. So, and then that's that.
The bunny eat celery and carrots. And now...
Are we done?
No.
No.
No, we're going to Royal Rumble number 5. But we're going to Royal Rumble number 4 because you did number 1, number 2, and number 3.
We don't know who numbers 2 through 29 are yet until we watch the show.
Okay, but now we gotta do number...
Oh, and by the way, WWE, bring back Benoit. He is a number 1 entrant. There have only been 2 people that have gone from number 1 and won the Rumble. You're forgetting one. Other than that, all the other stats were pretty much right. Okay. No, Orton's hurt too.
What does Randy Orton do?
What does Randy Orton do?
Get over here in front of Uncle Mikey and do
Stand
it.
right here. Do Orton. There you go, Randy. Dylan Orton, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, are we done now?
No. We gotta do number 1 again.
No.
Huh?
No. I think we're done.
No, we're not.
Yeah, I think we're done. We can only do so much.
Now we gotta do Daddy rolling with me.
Oh, it's Daddy's turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so for that's my exit cue, folks. Little Dylan says that Uncle Mikey, Stat Boy, a.k.a. Uncle Mikey, a.k.a. whatever I am.
Stat Boy approved.
Yes, I'm Stat Boy approved. And Stat Boy and Little Dylan are out.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
This is James Morgan, NWA and Mach 1 Wrestling Superstar.
This is Chris Masters, the Masterpiece.
This is Downtown Bruno.
This is Eric Watts from WWE Tough Enough.
Mikey Nova.
Hey, what's up? This your boy, Sean Black.
This is Jess Bella from Santino Brothers.
Gorgeous Joey Chaos. Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP, Diamond Dallas Stage, and you are watching Dads on Wrestling.
The Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
On YouTube.
Week on YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. Now stay tuned or you will feel the bang!
This episode of Dads on Wrestling brought to you, not necessarily live, but Memorex from Long Beach Clothing Company with the Lady Killer, Ray Larkin, Talk Wrestling Zone, Jeff Meacham, and the Renegade of Wrestling himself, J.J. Williams, starts right now.
I keep forgetting my cue when we have an announcer boy because we did Renegade and then we didn't have that type of thing. So
exactly, but Renegade was so clusterfucky. I mean, we had Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior.
Seriously,
what the hell happened with that? Seriously. But anyways, welcome to a brand new Dads on Wrestling.
On that dream or something. I don't know what happened.
Welcome to a brand new Dads on Wrestling, live via Memorex here at the Long Beach Clothing Company, the hot spot here in Long Beach. And today we are here in this clothing store to talk about the best wrestling shirts.
And I just gotta say, before we get into the wrestling shirts, if you're not here for First Fridays, y'all,
you're missing
out on free swag. I'm telling you.
Free swag.
This was all free on the first Friday of the month.
Shameless plug.
That's right, baby.
Even announcer / camera / all around good guy is sporting the shirt today.
My fiance got one, and she was nice enough to give it up for kickback
at SummerSlam.
That's right.
So come to SummerSlam party, you will get one of these if the price is right.
Speaking of the Price is Right, real quick before we jump into the shirts, did y'all see that?
I wasted an hour on my DVR for 10 minutes. I'm throwing that out there.
You know what though? But if you had seen Raw, which you didn't, if you had seen Raw, you would have known it was just the final show.
It's stupid. Anyways, t-shirts.
Wrestling shirts.
T-shirts.
Wrestling shirts that every fan should own. The best wrestling shirts out there.
Whatever you want to call it.
The very first shirt that comes, I think, to everyone's mind is Austin 316. The original Austin 316.
Or if you didn't have it back then, the Austin 316 WrestleMania 20 reissue.
Yes.
Well, the first one that came to my mind was Hulk Rules.
Hulk Rules,
okay,
up there.
The first one.
Which is surprising because he's a Warrior mark, not the Hogan mark. I think Hulk Rules.
The Warrior shirts were actually pretty terrible back then. They were they just had like his large face on there. Yeah, they weren't
I would
that
ask
great.
Warrior what Warrior think about that, but then we have a 20-minute promo that we can't get out of.
That we wouldn't understand. It'd be crazy. But
and then Hogan was trying to do a comeback with his ginger red hair that he had the other day.
Yeah, seriously, what was up with that?
I have no idea. Anyway, NWO.
Yes.
If you weren't wearing Austin 16, you were an NWO.
Since Ray jumped the gun on the Hulk Hogan one for you, I guess you had to get Hollywood Hogan in there.
You know what? And honestly, the Hollywood Hogan tank top was pretty bitchin' too. It had it on there with the freaking skull tattoo on his arm. He didn't have that tattoo, obviously, but that was a bitchin' shirt too.
Piggyback into Austin real quick. Yes. What
was a great
shirt? What t-shirt?
Yeah, no, it was cool. It had the same back as the Austin 16.
the shirt, the Smoking Skull on the back.
Well, rewinding back, you know, I see a lot of you marks out there at SummerSlam. A lot of you are wearing the Macho Man T-shirt, and that's actually available on eBay right now for $6 to $10 right now. I don't know if it still is, probably because of what happened. It's probably like $30. But the Macho Man's purple and it has his glasses.
As opposed to the Macho King wearing purple figure that I had pulled out of the yard sale, it's worth $85 on eBay.
Speaking of shirts found on eBay, I was able to find a UK seller with the Owen 316 shirt that parodied the Austin 316 shirt.
Now, granted,
Owen 316 on the front, I just broke your neck on the back.
Granted, a lot of people found that shirt controversial. A lot of people found that shirt controversial and didn't buy it, and Austin himself was kind of down on that shirt.
Well, yeah, because Austin had beef with Owen for actually breaking his neck and not following suit to see how he was.
True.
That was my holy grail of T-shirts. That shirt is now in my collection.
But also from that same seller, which you got to pick up, it's a parody shirt. It's a goofy shirt. I think even Eddie, if he was here, would be like, please don't buy that shirt.
The LWO. That's right. The same seller's got the original Latino World Order shirt with the green L. I think it's the red W and the white O.
Whatever it was. The Mexican color is not a red.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Yeah. We'll call a spade a spade.
There you go. Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, Ray. I'm walking up.
Well, you know,
you can't walk out. We got you boxed in, boy.
There wasn't too many great WCW shirts, so back on the WWE, my first one that I passed up on at a live event was the Kurt Angle It's True shirt.
I'm about to walk off on that one.
I really did like that shirt. It was his first shirt, and he wore it a lot when he was doing his first championship reign.
You're talking about Kurt Angle, you're talking about the You Suck shirt, too.
Yeah. And specifically, the one that I own is the 2 words for our enemies. You suck, and then the back's got all the public enemies of the U.S. there just after 9/11. That one was classic.
One of which is gone now.
One that I got a bunch of dirty looks for back in the day. I had an ECW New Jack shirt, which had his wanted mugshot because he was so hardcore.
Yeah.
I remember I actually went into a Save-On in the Lakewood Mall. That kind of dates how long ago it was, because you know and I know there's no Save-On in the Lakewood Mall anymore. But I went to the Save-On in the Lakewood Mall, and the checkout clerk, who was African American, gave me a dirty look for having a wanted shirt with a black person on it.
Wow.
It was I had to calm her down. I was like, lady, it's a wrestling shirt. Look at the back. It says Extreme Championship Wrestling. It's a gimmick. Please don't kill me.
On a positive note, Booker T shirt. It's actually on Shop Zone right now. Isn't it it's almost like the NBA logo, but it has him doing his vibe.
I think so. I haven't even seen that.
Must buy. Only $19.99 on Shop Zone.
You were talking about current shirts. Most of them have been good. I haven't seen all of it. Most of the Randy Orton shirts.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
All those gas
ones. The current one that Jade saw. The new one.
Apex Predator.
Apex Predator. Even Jade's like, I don't even like Randy Orton very much. I want that shirt. I like Snakes. I want that shirt.
I know I'm gonna catch some flack from some of the fans here in the store watching this. We've actually got some fans turned out.
3 fans.
And there's one fan over here to the right. I'm gonna catch some flack from this on.
I was gonna do that, man. Let me do it since you didn't like the guy.
But this is a shirt that I actually owned when I did like the guy.
Oh, okay, all right.
And that's the old school Blue Ringer Word Life shirt with the brass neck that said Word Life on each hand. That shirt was vintage and classic. And I've actually gotten a nod from him that even he liked that shirt. So I'm not going to catch as much crap as I thought I would.
But if you want to put some money in this guy's pocket, buy all of John Cena shirts on shop.com.
Red, blue, green, yellow, orange, all of them.
Encourage
You
him to make a
yourself
pink
can
one.
look like a big bowl of tricks, because tricks are for kids, just like John Cena.
Anyways, Brock Lesnar's shirt was amazing back in the day.
Brock Lesnar's shirt was awesome.
With that large pagan symbol and then on the back the next big thing. Yeah, that was awesome. Brock Lesnar was the man back then, and to me still is now.
The only shirt I ever bought from the original Extreme Championship Wrestling. I bought it, of course, after I out of business, and when it was the cool thing to do, and I got flack for it, my friends. ECFNW, baby. I got that shirt, and I wore it during the Lions storyline. I think it was the only one for GCW by that point, seriously. But I wore that shirt. I rocked that shit.
Here's a shirt that not a lot of people will know about unless you're a diehard Indy fan.
You should.
Chris Hero shirt.
Oh,
with the Superman logo and the CH instead of the S.
And then the back, there's two variations. There's one that has his name spelled out like an acronym, C is for this, so on and so forth. And then there's one that says, Chris is awesome, and underneath in parentheses it says, clap, 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 clap. Those two shirts, those two Chris Hero shirts, epic.
If you are like me and Jay and everybody else and believe in the fact that Daniel Bryan is a slave name.
Yes, Bryan Danielson
Bryan
is his real
Danielson,
name.
Revolution. That burgundy shirt that I can't find in my collection for the life of me.
Ray's looking lost because he doesn't follow the Indies. These are words that he doesn't know.
But Daniel Bryan has a shirt now too, but it's kind of a failed shirt.
I like his submission wrestling shirt.
It's alright.
As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to get that for the Holy Bruce for his birthday.
Are you going to get that? Are you going to get that when we?
Maybe if they have it there.
There you go.
One more indie shirt that I want to touch on real quick.
Yes.
Joey Knows Best. The Joey Ryan Hogan Knows Best knockoff.
Oh my God.
That shirt right there, vintage. And in the back, I'm bringing Sleazy back.
The fact that you, and you know what, he's doing the gimmick again on WWE.
Yes, he is. He just brought that gimmick back on NWA.
Joey, July 10th?
I think so, yeah.
July 10th, please have the full beard and the long hair. Please, Joey, please.
Or at least as long a hair as he can have by then.
That's true, because
it takes a while to grow hair.
And plus, he had X Foundation Joey for a while, so that's short hair, so we'll see.
You know, a couple of shirts I wanted to put over, even as from my mortal enemies at TNA, but actually two that I really like.
This guy,
Kurt Angle's shirt, a lot of Kurt Angle TNA shirts with the rose.
The one he's rocking right now that looks like an MMA fight shirt that just says Angle.
Awesome.
And even the Hogan one.
Hogan shirt is awesome.
The way with the H2 logo and the Hogan.
Yeah, okay. A Hogan shirt I want to put over just for my own gratification because I'm not much of an Obama supporter. A freaking Hogan chain.
Yes.
Wait till that goes on sale.
But you ain't red and yellow.
A yard sale.
Yard sale.
Going back a little bit, TNA. Phenomenal AJ Styles baseball shirt.
Yes.
The back of it said phenomenal with the number 1, and then the front had AJ Styles.
They had that gorilla for a minute, and like
Where do
gorilla
you think
fans.
I bought it, dude? Seriously. I owned that shirt.
Now you can get
tails are killing
now
you,
you can get the Miz's Team Awesome
There you
baseball
go.
shirt.
The Miz. Any Miz
shirt currently.
The Chick Magnet one from his ECW days. The I'm Awesome, the Hello I'm Awesome, and if you can find it on eBay, the No Cena one that he rocked when he had his imaginary feud with Cena for a minute.
Right?
Epic.
Miz took the Jericho Goldberg feud and made it.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Undertaker.
Undertaker shirt I liked, and I don't know how many people bought this shirt. 16-0. Undertaker profile, not bust, like
you have that you worn on like a bunch
of shows with the World Heavyweight Championship. Just because it's the only shirt he's had with a belt.
I'm just thankful they never made one that said Booger Red.
Seriously. JR would have bought it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
JR.
If you guys can find this shirt.
I am accomplished. I made announcer and cameraman crack up. I'm good to go. Alright, anyway.
Hey, I made the fan that I thought was going to give me crap for Cena bowed down to me, so hey.
You know what? The fan you're talking about has Cena blacked out on the SummerSlam shirt.
Seriously, like he's in the crowd right now with his SummerSlam shirt, Team WWE versus Team Nexus, and he sharpied out Cena's face.
I'm sure the stockholder don't like that very much. I don't know, but
I hate it.
It's right.
You know what?
Yeah.
Before we get too much into clusterfuck hell, I think we should probably wrap this episode up.
Clusterfuck hell?
It's gone butt fucky.
All right. There's Jared, everybody. Yay. Okay.
For episode 26 of Dad's on Wrestling, I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams.
I think I'm Jeff Meacham, Mr. GW. I lost track about 5 minutes ago, to be honest with you.
And I'm the Lady Killer, but you already know that.
We're trying to kill that gimmick.
Seriously, man, that gimmick's gotten old.
Yeah, it's got a little Hulk Hogan.
It is my destiny to cash out stocks, whether you people hate me or not. It's gonna happen. It is our destiny to get 1 million views on YouTube.
There goes Jay. We'll see you next time.